What if the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family of superheroes, were not the selfless protectors of Earth, but instead its most dangerous villains? Picture Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm. Their powers unchanged, but their motivations twisted, their moral compasses shattered. The team that once stood for unity, exploration, and heroism now wields their cosmic gifts for chaos, domination, or personal gain. This provocative premise flips the script on one of the most iconic superhero teams in comic and cinematic history, forcing us to reconsider their roles, their powers, and the impact they could have as antagonists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. How would their transformation into villains reshape their relationships, their world, and the heroes who oppose them? Let's dive into this alternate reality, exploring the most compelling scenarios where the Fantastic Four embrace their darker sides, drawing inspiration from their cinematic depictions and comic lore. Reed Richards, the mad scientist unleashed. Reed Richards, known as Mr. Fantastic, is the brilliant mind behind the Fantastic Four's cosmic journey. In the MCU's upcoming Fantastic Four, Reed is portrayed as a visionary scientist whose intellect rivals Tony Stark's. But what if his thirst of knowledge spiraled into obsession, unchecked by ethics? As a villain, Reed could become a cold, calculating mastermind, using his elastic body and genius to manipulate reality itself. Imagine Reed, driven by a god complex, conducting experiments that defy natural laws. In the 2005 Fantastic Four film, his initial experiment with cosmic rays led to the team's powers, but a villainous Reed might deliberately expose others to dangerous radiation to create an army of superpowered minions. His stretchable form could infiltrate any secure facility, stealing technology or secrets to fuel his ambitions. Drawing from the comics Ultimate Reed Richards, also known as the Maker, this version of Reed could reject humanity, viewing himself as a higher being destined to reshape the universe. He might hack into global defense systems, disable heroes like Iron Man, or even challenge cosmic entities like the Watcher. The intrigue lies in Reed's relationships. As a villain, his marriage to Sue would fracture. Would she stand by him, or would his descent into madness force her to oppose him? Reed's villainy could mirror Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was released in 2022, where a brilliant mind turns destructive when unchecked. The stakes would be global, with Reed's experiments threatening reality itself, forcing heroes like Doctor Strange or Captain Marvel to intervene. Sue Storm, the Invisible Tyrant. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, is the heart of the Fantastic Four, balancing strength and compassion. In the 2015 Fantastic Four film, her force fields and invisibility make her a defensive powerhouse. But what if Sue's powers were used for manipulation and control? As a villain, Sue could become an invisible tyrant, wielding her abilities to orchestrate schemes from the shadows. Picture Sue as a master manipulator, using her invisibility to spy on world leaders, steal secrets, or eliminate rivals. Her force fields, capable of crushing objects or protecting her from any attack, could make her untouchable. Unlike Reed's cerebral villainy, Sue's motivations might stem from betrayal or loss. Perhaps Reed's experiments harm their son Franklin, pushing her to seek vengeance. In this scenario, Sue could lead a covert organization, much like Hydra, using her powers to destabilize governments or control superhuman conflicts. The cinematic appeal of a villainous Sue lies in her duality. Her maternal instincts, seen in comics and hinted at in the 2007 Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, could twist into a protective yet destructive force. She might justify her actions as saving the world, creating a morally complex antagonist. Heroes like Black Widow or Scarlet Witch, with their own histories of moral ambiguity, would be ideal foes to challenge Sue's invisible empire, leading to tense psychological battles. Johnny Storm, the reckless firebrand. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, is the Fantastic Four's hot-headed wild card. In the 2005 and 2015 films, his ability to ignite his body, fly, and unleash fiery blasts makes him a fan favorite for his bravado. But what if Johnny's impulsiveness turned him into a reckless villain? As the Human Torch, he could become a destructive force, leaving cities in ashes for fame, revenge, or pure thrill. Imagine Johnny embracing his celebrity status to a toxic extreme, using his powers to intimidate or destroy for personal gain. In a world where social media fuels ego, a villainous Johnny could live stream his chaos, becoming a global menace. His flames, capable of reaching supernova levels as seen in comics, could threaten entire populations, making him a target for heroes like Thor or Hulk. Drawing from the 2015 film's gritty tone, Johnny's villainy might stem from resentment, perhaps feeling overshadowed by Reed or burdened by his powers. The dynamic with his sister, Sue, would add emotional weight. Would she try to redeem him, or would their sibling bond shatter under the weight of his actions? Johnny's villain arc could echo Spider-Man 3's Venom, where unchecked power corrupts a young hero. His battles would be visually spectacular, with fiery aerial chases and explosive confrontations, appealing to audiences craving action-packed MCU spectacles. Ben Grimm, the Reluctant Destroyer. Ben Grimm, the Thing, is the soul of the Fantastic Four, his rocky exterior hiding a warm heart. In the 2005 and 2015 films, his superhuman strength and durability make him a powerhouse, but his struggle with his appearance adds depth. As a villain, Ben could become a tragic figure, driven to destruction byproduct of rage, alienation, or manipulation. Picture Ben as a reluctant villain, coerced by Reed or external forces like Dr. Doom, a frequent Fantastic Four foe to unleash his strength on the world. His rocky form could demolish cities, making him a walking natural disaster. Unlike his teammates, Ben's villainy might not be voluntary. He could be mind-controlled or blackmailed, echoing the Winter Soldier's arc in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Alternatively, Ben might rebel against society's fear of his appearance, leading an uprising of outcasts, much like Magneto's Brotherhood in X-Men. Ben's story would resonate with audiences for its emotional core. His struggle with identity, seen in the 2005 film's romantic subplot with Alicia Masters, could fuel his descent. Heroes like Spider-Man, who understand personal sacrifice, might try to reach Ben's humanity, creating heartfelt confrontations. The visual of the Thing as a villain, smashing through skyscrapers or battling the Avengers, would be a cinematic spectacle, blending tragedy with raw power. The team dynamic. A fractured family. The Fantastic Four's strength lies in their family dynamic, a hallmark of their comics and films. As villains, this bond could become their greatest weapon or their downfall. Imagine a scenario where Reed's schemes unite the team initially, but their conflicting motivations, Sue's protectiveness, Johnny's recklessness, Ben's reluctance, cause infighting. This mirrors the dysfunctional team in The Boys, where superhumans' egos lead to chaos. In the MCU, a villainous Fantastic Four could challenge the Avengers in a Civil War-style conflict, with Reed's intellect rivaling Tony Stark's, Sue's stealth outmatching Black Widow, Johnny's fire clashing with Thor's lightning, and Ben's strength testing Hulk's. Their powers, born from the same cosmic event, would make them a cohesive yet volatile threat. The cinematic potential lies in their personal stakes. Would they betray each other, or could a hero like Peter Parker appeal to their lost humanity? Drawing from the 2007 film's cosmic scope, their villainy could involve a galactic threat, like harnessing the power cosmic from the Silver Surfer to dominate planets. The moral question, can a family of villains be redeemed, would captivate audiences, blending action, drama, and the MCU's signature emotional depth. The idea of the Fantastic Four as villains opens a Pandora's box of possibilities. Could Reed's experiments unravel the multiverse, forcing Doctor Strange to intervene? Would Sue's invisible empire spark a new era of superhuman espionage? Could Johnny's fiery chaos inspire a new generation of reckless villains? And what of Ben? Could his redemption be the key to stopping his former family? This alternate reality challenges us to rethink heroism, power, and family in the MCU. For the next video, imagine exploring these questions. How would the Avengers assemble to stop a villainous Fantastic Four? Could a redeemed member, like Ben or Sue, turn the tide? Or what if Doctor Doom, their classic foe, becomes an unlikely hero against them? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's brainstorm the ultimate MCU villain saga. Subscribe and hit the bell to join the conversation. Where should this dark Fantastic Four story go next?